Good afternoon. Give me one moment here. Okay, looks like I am live. So hello, good afternoon. Carol Buckalew with Inky Stampers. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the US. Hey Mary, thanks so much for joining. Hope you're doing well today. So I have a sneak peek for you of some upcoming products in the online exclusive section of the online store. And these products will be available on July 3rd to customers. And there's some really great things coming. I've been highlighting a few of those things on my blog here and there. And this is one of them. This will be on my blog tomorrow. Oh, thank you, Mary. Appreciate it. This will be on my blog tomorrow, and this is a sketch challenge for the Happy Inkin' Thursday blog hop. So you'll be able to get all the directions, all the measurements for the card on my blog. But I used the Potions and Spells bundle, and this is really, really sweet. And I have a little surprise to share with you at the end after we make this card using this bundle. But we've got, a stamp set and dies. And there's just a couple of little sentiments here, but they're sweet. So happy Halloween. A little hocus pocus. Double, double, toil and trouble. We've got a cute little crow or raven here. Some stacked books with spells and potions. We've got some bubbles. A little cat and a cauldron, and then some stars. And then the dies are really super cute. So you can die cut bubbles in different sizes. We have 2 different potion bottles, and then these are the fills for the potion bottles. This odd looking kind of thing is what I believe is pouring liquid out of the potion bottle. Hey Faith, thanks so much for joining. And then this one, you could have something bubbling up out of your kettle, or maybe spilling over. We have the dies here to cut a broom. This outline cuts the books. This one cuts the crow, the cat, the cauldron. And then this, if you want to just cut the cauldron, you can cut out handles for the cauldron as well. So I'll be sharing that with a little bit more with you here in a minute. So let's get started. And, oh, I should also mention that I have to refer to my notebook here, but I used a couple of different papers on my project. I need more hands. I need more hands. So a couple different papers here. This paper in Wild Wheat is from the Thoughtful Journey 6x6 Designer Series paper. This little square is from the Flowering Zinnias 12x12 Designer Series paper. And then as you can see on my card, I've got some glimmer paper. And that came from the 2024 to 2026 In Color Glimmer 12x12 specialty paper. That is a mouthful. So, if you don't have these exact papers, use what you have. But I thought this Wild Wheat kind of went with kind of the mood I was trying to set on the Halloween card. So just, fun, right? All right, we are going to do a little bit of stamping. I already stamped and colored the envelope, so you don't have to watch me, do all of that. I don't want to torture you guys. I've got a card base here in Gorgeous Grape. And again, I think the Wild Wheat and Gorgeous Grape kind of set the tone for this Halloween card. And I am going to go ahead and get a little bit of stamping here done. So this is my inside panel. And then I'm going to need to pull this out as well, so I don't forget it. And I'm going to use Tuxedo Black Memento ink and stamp our Happy Halloween sentiment in Tuxedo Black on our inside panel. And Hopefully, I need to pull this to me just a tad. Hopefully I get a nice stamping. Perfect. All right, and then I am going to ink up our cauldron also in the Tuxedo Memento ink. And on these larger stamps, I like to lay the stamp face up and ink it with my pad turned upside down. It just is a little bit easier to control on these larger stamp blocks. And I'm going to partially stamp my cauldron down here in the corner. I don't need it all. Just going to stamp it right there down in the corner. And we're going to do a little bit of coloring, but I'm going to give that ink some time to dry. I'm going to bring in some gorgeous grape ink. Yeah, the wild wheat is so pretty. And that print that I picked is like, it's definitely a watercolor. You know, it's just real pretty. All right, let me see here. What do I have? So this is, I'm calling this a multi-star image, and I know it's hard for you to see. Hey, Sharon. Oh, you ordered it. Well, wait till you see what I have for you at the end of this video, because I specifically thought of you, and I've got something to share that I think you're going to like. So I've got gorgeous grape ink. Let me just make sure here that I do have gorgeous grape ink. And I'm just going to stamp this little star image around our sentiment label here a couple of times. Let's stamp that a little bit higher, just like that. Whoops. Dropping my stamps on my desktop, so I'll have ink on my desk. And then I'm going to bring some pool party ink in. Hey, Rosie, thanks so much for joining. You're not late. Just getting started. And then I have the bubble image here. And let me tell you what, these bubbles are really cool. I really like the look of these. And Mary, who is watching right now, gave me a great idea. And I'll share that here with you. And I'm going to have to lean in, guys. I really can't see the top there of my, there we go. Okay. We're going to color those bubbles in so you'll be able to see them just a little bit better. The cauldron would be perfect for St. Patty's Day with a rainbow coming out of it. Oh, Faith, you are absolutely on point. Yes, it would. It would absolutely look great. It's such a nice size cauldron. It's large. And I just love how that looks. All right, I'm going to bring my Pebbled Path Stampin' Blends in. And we're going to do just a little bit. This is the dark shade. And I'm just going to darken kind of around sort of where the lines are that the stamp provides. Does not have to be perfect. And I've got a little streaking there, and you know what? I'm fine with that. But I'm just going to kind of trace around our cauldron and kind of follow those lines that the stamp provided. And get her little foot. Actually, the foot kind of went off, so I don't need to worry about that. And I'm going to come around with the dark out there to the edges. And you're multitasking, Mary. Okay, no problem. Take care. Have a good day. And then I'm coming in with the light shaded Pebbled Path. And I'm just going to pull that dark kind of towards the cauldron. And I'll just color this real quick. And then that top line. Let me see here. I kind of want to pull that dark out. I can tell that I've been a little rough on my Stampin' Blends here. I'm probably going to have to replace these just because I've been doing a lot of coloring with them. And this pebbled path, you know, if it looks a little streaky, that's fine. It does take a bit to dry. Coming back in with my dark, and I am going to just darken around the edge here of the bracket that is holding the handle. And you can see I kind of colored right through that handle, and that's okay because I'm going to darken the handle as well. Whoops, and I just went outside the lines. Oh no, that's okay. Our wrought iron handle here is a little rustic. That's what we're gonna say. All right, that is it for those. And I'm bringing in my Pool Party Stampin' Blends. And this is the light shade. And I'm gonna go ahead. Now there are, if I hold this up, there are some highlights on these bubbles. These tiny little dots here on the bubbles. I'm gonna try to preserve those as I color, just because I can. But I think that it makes them look a little more realistic to leave those highlights. I like to leave areas of white when I'm coloring. It's a great way to just introduce that light. And it's not always necessary to color everything in solid. So just a tip there. And I'm going to leave the edge of that bubble kind of white. I hear one of the doggies walking around. It's Mackenzie. As she has gotten older, she's gotten a bit restless. Not sure what's going on with her. Alrighty, sorry. Trying to hurry. I am going to come in with the dark shade here in just a minute. And I'm going to drop a little bit of shadow just behind some of these bubbles. Just like that. And I'm going to blend it out, so this will look a lot better here in a second. Get that one and that one. Whoop. And you could even shade the bottoms of these floating bubbles if you wanted to. I'm not going to bother. It's kind of such a small image. And I'm just going to kind of blend that out a little bit. And when that dries, that will look really great. Now I've got some Wink of Stella, and Mary gave me this idea to dust these bubbles with Wink of Stella, and I know it's going to be hard for you guys to see, but it definitely adds a lot to the bubbles. I mean, they look so cute. I'll hold it up here in just a second when I get this done. So Sharon, I hope you can stay on because I really have something to show you. I was so excited. And just give those a brush over. And I'm going to even dust my little points of light there. I don't know if you can see it or not. That dark ink, I got a little carried away. But I don't know if you can see the Wink of Stella. No. Sorry, I got a little bit maybe. But it definitely gives them a pretty shimmer. I love it. All right, that is our inside panel, and that is the extent, I think, of our coloring. Well, let me go ahead and get this matted up to a piece of wild wheat. It does make the bubbles look wet, Faith, and it was such a good idea. I'm glad that Mary suggested it, because yeah, it just makes them look perfect. They look like real bubbles. Like they're shimmery. Okay, get this on our wild wheat mat. And we can go ahead and get this inside the card. This card really doesn't, once you get everything cut out, it does not take too long to put together. we go. Okay. I have a rectangle here in Gorgeous Grape. This rectangle is 5 by 2.5. I am going to stamp the, what is that sentiment? What does that sentiment say? It says a little hocus pocus. I thought that was cute. This really isn't meant to be a scary stamp set. It's really kind of cute. And I am going to stamp this sentiment in Memento Tuxedo black ink right down here on the corner of my rectangle. Just like that. Bring back my Gorgeous Grape ink. And my little star image. And we are just going to stamp this image in Gorgeous Grape randomly across our panel. And it doesn't have to be, doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to kind of spread it out across the panel. Okay, that is good. And we can bring in some of our pieces here. Don't let me forget the gems, guys. All right, so when I stamped and colored the kettle for the front of the card, initially I stamped onto, Tiny Bubbles, I know. Oh, I remember that song. Initially, I stamped on Pebbled Path cardstock and kind of shadowed the kettle and then cut it out, and I put it on my card, and I kept looking at my card and I hated it. So I popped it off and I had to recut a few things and recolor, but instead I stamped the kettle on white cardstock in black ink and then used the Pebbled Path markers to just add my shadows and color. And I like it a whole lot better. It brightened up the card a bit. The Pebbled Path cardstock was making the card too dark. All right, let me get my little pieces out here. So we have a little spill over. This is, I always forget the name of this ink. This is one of our new ink colors. This is, what is this? Summer, I gotta look at my ink. Summer Splash. I keep wanting to call it Summer Breeze, and it's not Summer Breeze. Summer Splash Glimmer paper. And I'm just going to add a little bit of glue here, just a little bit across the top. And we're going to, our cauldron is spilling over. The witch has put some kind of spell or some kind of potion in the cauldron, and it's spilled over. All right, let me just make sure that is, whoops, liquid glue is a great thing. Sometimes. Sometimes. Okay, we've got our little spill over, and then we've got our little broom here, and this is just precious. And I've cut that out of Early Espresso and Wild Wheat. The Wild Wheat is just perfect. And I'm just going to put a little dot of glue here on the back of our broom. Make sure I've got the right side of the broom handle facing out. And just hold that for a second while it adheres. Looks like most of your pots when you cook. You're funny, Sharon. Yeah, I've had those moments in the kitchen too. All right, and then we are going to glue, we're going to hold off that little half circle of glimmer paper is actually the fill on the potion bottle. But we're going to hold off putting that on, and you'll see why here in a minute. but I do need to attach kind of the spillover from the bottle, and I need to trim it down because I didn't have a lot of room on my card front. So let me grab, I didn't quite get prepared today. I usually am a little better about getting prepared. I'm not sure what happened here today. Let me put just a little bit of glue here on the back of the potion bottle. And I want to make sure that is centered. Whoops, that didn't hold it all. Okay, let's try this again. Maybe I'll put the glue on the glimmer paper. So glimmer paper and foils take a bit longer for that glue to adhere. I'm going to just kind of pinch that here for a minute and talk to you guys. You have stainless steel pots you purchased in 74. Yeah. My mom has those stainless steel pots. Sharon, what are they called? And they never wear out. When Mark and I got married, so we've had our pots and pans since 84. When we got married, friends of ours gave us these heavy aluminum pans. And let me tell you what, they have never worn out. I don't think they ever will wear out. Like they have, I can't even imagine how many meals they have cooked. All right, we are going to go ahead and start laying some things out here. I am going to adhere my wild wheat panel to the card front. I wish I could think of the name. It's escaping me, Sharon, but there was a name for those really popular stainless steel pots, and they never, ever, ever wear out. All right. Oh, you're on, Mom. Hi. Yeah, what are those pots called? Because I can't, yeah, I'm drawing a blank. All right. Just looking for an equal reveal all the way around. Not all your message came through, Mom. I don't know why not, but all right, there we go. And then we're going to put next our little square. And again, I'm going to look for an equal reveal on the bottom left side and top of this square. They don't make things like they used to, Rosie, and appliances now are basically, you know, disposable. Revere wear. Thank you, Sharon. Yes, that's it. Revere wear. And they never wear out. So I'm looking for it's about 1/4 of an inch, guys. Reveal around this rectangle. You know, just need to make sure I got that straight. Revere wear. Yeah, that stuff wears like iron. All right. Very good. All right. Now my little square is going to sit over here, but I need to kind of lay my things out to make sure that I've got kind of everything sitting where it needs to go. I just need to make sure that I'm getting that square low enough. And our little potion bottle is going to sit up there. And our broom is going to sit, so I need to bring my cauldron over. And the broom's going to kind of sit, whoops, there, like that. All right, I need to kind of, all right, I know where my square's sitting. Let me get that adhered, and then we can start. See the zinnias on the back of the paper? I love B-sides of paper. They are wonderful, wonderful things. I just need to make sure this square sits over to the left far enough. And make sure I got that straight. Looks pretty good to me. Maybe just a tad to the left there. Okay, that looks good. And then we're going to glue down our broom. And you want to make sure that the bottom of your broom is not hiding the sentiment down here. Mom, you have the Revere wear too. I remember. That's what they are. That's what they sold, and they were really good. All right. I'm going to put a little bit of glue here on the back of our broom. Ever so lightly. And again, we don't want the bottom of that broom to obstruct our sentiment down here. And then we can kind of sit our kettle back down. Make sure we have enough room for the little potion bottle. And we do. And the next thing I need to put down is our little strip. And that is going to sit, this one's going to sit a little bit higher. I'm looking at these lines to kind of get a reference. So I've got about 3 squares showing. So let me go ahead and get the sentiment label put down. This is a sheet of mini dimensionals, and the outside edges are kind of wide. I am going to cut a strip from that outside edge to put my glimmer strip down on my project. So it makes good use of your strips, your sheets of dimensionals, when you can cut the sides down and use those skinny little strips for something. I like to be able to use them all. Oh, the name wore out. Oh, thank you, Rosie. Appreciate it. This was a lot of fun to do. Wait till you see what I have to share with you at the end here. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh. All right, put that last little strip on and peel the covers off. How are we doing on time? Boy, I can never do 30 minutes. I try, but oh well. Hope you guys don't mind too much. All right, I've got, I determined that strip, and I want this strip to fall off my side there. And straight. Straight would be good. Hopefully that's straight. Let me take a look. Yep, looking good. Okay. I don't want to lose my other piece there. All right, and we are going to pop up our kettle with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And let me see here. Whoops. Wants to stick to me and not the project. And maybe put some on the sides just to support it. Let me grab my tweezers. Usually I have my dimensionals out and my scissors and everything I need, and today I didn't. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. So our kettle, the little feet are going to overlap that, that strip just slightly. Just like that. And we are going to go ahead and pop up our potion bottle as well. So just one little dimensional there on the bottle, and let me cut another little strip here for the neck of the bottle, or the I guess the liquid that's pouring out, not the neck. And we'll just cut some little pieces for that. Crazy little small pieces. But I like, you know, that, hey, these little pieces come in handy that you can cut. I like that there's no waste. Just put that little strip like that. And when the strips are tiny like this, you can kind of curve them if you need to. So that's good to know. And then that one we will put right there. You make sure we can't see it. I can see that a little bit. I didn't get it quietly, that's not a word. I didn't get it placed where I wanted to. Let me see if I can do a little better. It kind of curled up on me. Well, let's try again. Let's try again. Maybe cut just a shorter piece. I just need enough to support that neck of that piece. Let's try this again. This is a smaller piece, so hopefully, there, perfect. All right, get our little potion bottle on the card. We're almost done, guys. Almost done. Boy, the heat came in. It's going to be hot all this week. It's going to get hotter as the week goes on. And so the reason I didn't put the fill on my potion bottle, so it's this little half circle, is because the bottle's tilted, and so the little liquid inside the bottle should be tilted as well, right? So that's why I didn't want to place that on there until I had the bottle on the card front. But how cute. Oh my gosh, so cute. All right, almost done here. I have some iridescent faceted gems. These gems are beautiful. And to me, now I did initially cut some bubbles to kind of place around the top of the cauldron. But to me, they just didn't look right. And so these little iridescent faceted gems are perfect as bubbles. And so we are going to use these as bubbles and place a few across the top of the card, just like that. So that is our card. How sweet is that? And the little bubbles coming out of the cauldron, I love it. All right, and then I have already pre-stamped and pre-colored the front of our envelope. We'll just go ahead and get some paper here on the envelope flap. And then I'm going to share an additional project with you here in a minute. Oh, sorry guys. They made me jump. My husband just came home from work and the dogs totally made me jump and I banged my camera. Sorry about that. They don't usually bark when he comes in. They must have been sound asleep. My apologies for the noise. All right. Give this a quick trim. And while I'm trimming this up, just a reminder that for the remaining, for the rest of June, Stampin' Up! Is offering 10% off of stamp and die bundles. So anything that is bundled is stamps and dies only. The bundles are already 10% off. And during June, you get to take an extra 10% off. So make sure you take advantage of that. I went through the catalog the other day, and I might have ordered a couple of extra bundles at an extra 10% off, plus my demonstrator discount. So, and then new online exclusives are coming on July 3rd. And I have been sharing those with you. And there's some really great things coming. So this is our card for today. Really sweet. Not a scary Halloween set at all. But I wanted to share something with you. We were talking about this other day on a team call. And so this is our little kettle cut out of Coastal Cabana. And let me grab the products that I used for this. So I created a fun little, friend card. I embossed the background here with the Eyelet 3D embossing folder. You could use whatever. The sentiment came from the Country Birdhouse stamp set. And so on the inside of the card, you could stamp little flowers or a little bird. that would be really cute. And then the die cut flowers came from the Around the Bend dies. And I just cut out a couple of daisies and leaf sets and these little flowers. The handles from the Potions and Spells dies are cut out of copper foil. And I mean, doesn't that make a sweet card? How sweet is that? And so I'll be putting that up on my blog here probably pretty soon. But I just thought, you know, there's always way to stretch die sets. I love when I can stretch out my stuff that I have for more than just one season. And I think I showed an example of a Christmas set the other day where you can just choose brighter colors, non-traditional holiday colors, and make something totally different with it. And I love when when we can do that with our sets. Listen, thanks so much for joining today. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I will see you back next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Hope y'all have a great rest of the day. Take care. Bye-bye.